Test. Hey everyone, Debbie here. I am an online DBT skills coach and teacher over at emotionallysensitive.com. And today we are going to be talking about catastrophizing, BPD, trauma, and catastrophizing. Catastrophizing is when something happens and immediately you think that the worst possible case scenario is going to be what's going to happen. So we're going to talk about why that might be and also some strategies for dealing with it if you do notice this about yourself. But first, let's start out with 4 examples and let me know if any of these resonate with you. Your partner wants to take some time to themselves, do something on their own, or take some me time, and your immediate thoughts are something along the lines of they're checking out of their relationship, they're cheating on me or want to cheat on me, they're leaving. Your boss is short with you and your immediate thoughts are they're tired of me, they don't want me around, I am going to get fired. The receptionist from your doctor's office or therapist or psychiatrist didn't call you back when she promised, and it's happened a couple of times now, and your immediate thoughts are something along the line of my doctor, therapist, psychiatrist doesn't want me in their practice anymore, I'm not capable of getting well so they've given up on me, or the receptionist doesn't like me and she's just really trying to upset me. Another really common one with catastrophizing is you have a sensation in your body or a single symptom and your immediate thought is that you have the worst, most fatal, imminent disease ever. That being said, always do check with your physician if you are concerned about any physical symptoms. But if you know you have a pattern of having that panic reaction and there's nothing super wrong and it's usually catastrophizing, this is an example for this lesson. Okay, change of scenery because it was getting pretty hot in the California sun on this November day. So here we are. So what might be causing catastrophizing? One of the most common reasons is past trauma. So trauma in our history. Times when we have been in life-threatening or dangerous situations, in abusive situations, have been neglected, haven't had our needs met, those sorts of things. It could be a one-time thing that was really traumatic. It could be something that was happening over the years. And so our nervous system gets conditioned to default to fight, flight, or freeze. And it just goes there when we perceive a threat. So even if nothing concrete is happening, just the thought, the fear that something is going wrong can trigger that state of panic, that state of fight, flight, freeze, where our nervous system is now trying to protect us. So our brain and our nervous system has learned from those previous experiences to not take any chances. If something seems like it's going down, it's going to be dangerous, we need to be on hyper alert. Plan for the worst case scenario, deal with the crisis. So it can keep coming up for us like that, even in present time when it's just, a partner wants to take a little time to themselves and there's no real threat. Or the receptionist got very busy or called out sick and didn't call back. Or you just had a little ache in your elbow. It could be something that's very innocuous, but because of our past experience, again, the nervous system is on red alert. So what kind of things can you do to assess whether there really is a tiger in the room and then act skillfully from that point on to take care of yourself? One of the first things you can do is check the facts. If you're having fearful thoughts, catastrophic thoughts, all or nothing black or white thinking, which is something you want to look for, that's just automatically, it has to be this or it has to be that. So you're seeing just one or two possible solutions in there, and one or both are extreme, right? We want to check the facts. We want to ask that other person. We want to, make that phone call and find out why we haven't received a call back. We want to maybe check in with our doctor and see if this is really something to be concerned about without going into full-on panic mode, right? So checking the facts is one of the DBT skills that can be really helpful in a situation like this. Another thing you can do, and this is more so from CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is to assess and challenge the extreme thoughts that you're having. So for example, you could go through and brainstorm all of the possible solutions. So if you're only seeing one or two solutions, just say to yourself, there's probably more options available. It's not black or white. There are shades of gray. What are all the possible reasons why my partner might want to take some space to themselves? What are all the possible reasons why my boss might have gotten upset? What are all the possible reasons why I might have a little, twinge in my elbow, etc., with all of the examples, right? As best as you can, just brainstorm. And then go through a bunch of them and rate them on a scale of 0 to 100 in terms of how likely each of them are. So 0, completely unlikely, 100, totally is absolutely the reason. And step into your wise mind. Step into that place of inner wisdom that balances your emotions and your rational, reasonable thinking, and be as objective as you can. Notice if you're bringing in judgments, if you're bringing in fearful thinking, if you're bringing in opinions, and filter that all out as best as you can as you're doing the rating scale. And then take a step back and look and see what's most realistic. Is it really the end of the world? Is this something that I need to act on as an emergency? Or might I just be panicking or might I be panicking in fight, flight, freeze and having a past trauma catastrophizing experience? If you realize it's the latter, please don't beat yourself up on top of it. You don't need the shame. You don't need the self-deprecation. It's okay. We understand now, right, that it's our wiring, it's our brain, it's our system trying to protect us. We just need to retrain it that we're okay. So some of the things that we can do to begin calming it down are things like diaphragmatic breathing. So that's when you breathe into your belly and breathe out from your belly as opposed to your chest. So doing a few rounds of this several times a day is helpful for some people, as is other types of self-soothing. So soothing through your senses. So what can I look at that will calm me? Maybe it's going out into nature and seeing the trees around you. Go into a park. Maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's the forest, maybe it's the mountains. If those things aren't possible, maybe you go online and look at art that inspires you or photographs of those types of places that normally soothe you. And you go through the senses, so you think, what can I listen to? What can I hear that would be soothing to me? What can I taste? What can I smell? What can I touch? And go through and notice the impact of that on how you feel. Last tip for today is cheerleading statements and also positive self-talk. Not the positive self-talk that's like everything is all great and awesome and wonderful when you're feeling like crap because you've just catastrophized and you feel exhausted from the anxiety and panic. Not like that, but more so something like, there is no threat. I have felt like this before. I have been this afraid and I've gotten through it. The world is not falling apart. This relationship is not ending. I'm not losing my job. There is no threat. So tell me, can you relate to this? Do you catastrophize? And will you be using any of the tips or giving them a try? Let me know and see you over at my website, emotionallysensitive.com. Bye for now.